Vlogging every day in April. It's hard.
It's hard. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day of Veda. Something that you guys have been asking me to do in a vlog is talk about animated movies that weren't made by Disney. I talked about this a little bit on my recent appearance on James Chats With, but I'm gonna talk more about my favorite non-Disney animated movies, what I love about them, and how sad they are, mostly, because a lot of them are very sad. What was probably my favorite non-Disney animated movie ever was A Pebble and a Penguin. The Pebble and the Penguin? Pebble and the Penguin. Pebble and the Penguin is a story of Hubie the penguin, who's kind of like a dork, and he's not really cool, but he loves this penguin named Marina, and in penguin culture, obviously, a lot of us know that they give each other beautiful rocks as like a marriage proposal. Marriage, because penguins don't actually get married. But they mate for life, and so this is like the mating ritual, and he finds this incredible pebble that's beautiful and green, and then he like loses it, and so he goes on this mission to find the pebble because it's the only one that is like worthy of Marina, and so he can't just give her another pebble. Why am I going so deep into the plot of Pebble and the Penguin? Whatever. So there's another penguin named Rocco. He thinks he can fly. There's an evil penguin named Drake that's super buff, and I just like I don't know why I loved Pebble and the Penguin so much. It's like kind of dark. All Don Bluth movies are kind of dark. Anyway, the end of the story is great because Marina loved Hubie anyway, and it's just like, I don't know, I like always loved penguins when I was a kid, and it's like a really touching story, and like Hubie's so cute, and like Rocco, you root for him to be able to fly even though no penguins can't fly, and so that's probably my number one, but I have a lot of other favorites, so let's get to those too. The Land Before Time is still probably the saddest animated movie ever. Sadder than any Disney movie, I would go so far as to say. It's sadder than the first 10 minutes of Up, I swear to God. It's not only sad, but it's like sad the whole time. Like it never lets up from the sadness until the very end of the movie. It's just like sad and stays sad the whole time. If you're unfamiliar, Land Before Time is about this dinosaur named Littlefoot whose mother dies in a fight protecting him from a T-Rex, and then he and all his friends get separated in a huge earthquake from their parents, and all of the parents already were migrating to the Great Valley, which is where all the food and resources are because the world is like ending or whatever. Right off the bat, Littlefoot's mom dies, and it's the saddest thing ever. And Littlefoot is so cute, still a baby. I was like 5 years old the first time I watched this, and it like broke me, and I was never the same again. Like I remember crying to my mom and being like, I do not understand why his mom had to die. Like, why didn't she live? And it truly probably is my first like experience with the death. For like the majority of the movie, Littlefoot is just depressed. Depressed. He meets all these other orphans, or not necessarily orphans, but they're all lost, and like they finally get to the Great Valley at the very end, and that's the only moment that things are happy again, when Littlefoot finds his grandparents. But boy oh boy, it's just like 70 minutes of pure depression, but like that's why I love it. I don't know. An Americantale is an interesting one because it's kind of sad, but it's mostly just dark. Like I said, Don Bluth, I don't know what was up with you in the 90s. Americantale is about this mouse named Fievel. It's the whole movie's an allegory for like Jews in Europe trying to get to America, which is really heavy to begin with. Fievel gets separated from his family while they're trying to get to America, and has to find his way back to them, and it's just like a lot. What's crazy about An Americantale is it's really scary. There's this whole sequence towards the end where they kind of like Trojan horse the cats. The cats are like evil in this movie, obviously, because the protagonists are mice, and they create this whole like Trojan horse type thing that they're infiltrating the cats with, and it's like horrifying. It's like a really horrifying contraption. Too scary for a kid's movie. I loved An Americantale, though, because Fievel is just so dang cute. They really make cute protagonists over there. Anyway, moving on. One of my favorite princess movies, it's not the one that you think I'm going to say, but I will bring it up later. I loved the Swan Princess. I loved the music. I loved Odette. I just remember during my childhood, Sizzler, the restaurant, had like a promotion where you could get Swan Princess stuffed animals, and I had the frog, and I had the puffin, and I had the swan, and I just like loved Swan Princess. Loved it, wanted to be a swan, wanted to be a princess, wanted to be a swan princess. And it was like pretty woke, like never forget the sequence where the prince is like, you're beautiful, you're everything I ever wanted, and Odette's like, what else? And he like can't name another feature about her that he admires. That's what you call not worth your time, Odette. The princess movie you probably all thought I was gonna mention is Anastasia. Is she a Disney princess now? Absolutely not. Anastasia is probably the best princess movie that's non-Disney that was ever made. Anastasia is great because you like love Dimitri, you love Anastasia, you like want her to find her family, you think you're learning about history, but you're actually not really learning about history. Rasputin is a super creepy villain with a super great villain song. Once Upon a December, iconic. Like the whole ghost sequence, iconic. Anastasia and Dimitri, iconic. Like, it's just all around really good. I talked about this recently because I watched it on Passover with Leo, but Prince of Egypt, incredible. Prince of Egypt is probably like one of the most beautifully animated movies. They just straight up show slaves getting whipped. It's like super dark, it's super scary. They do not shy away from like the child murder. It's like a really wonderful description of like this very biblical story, and but by very biblical I just mean it's biblical because it is. Watching it as an adult, I had like a very strong appreciation for the art style, like the way that the Egyptians are drawn, the way that the water is animated in the parting of the Red Sea is really crazy. It holds up from 1997 or whenever it came out. Like, it is impressive today, and I also like can't believe that in that time they like made the very accurate decision to have all the characters be brown skinned. Like, that is something that like very easily could not have happened, especially back then, and they did it right, and that's really like... Last and kind of least, and I only put it on this list because it's something that I weirdly just like watched all the time, was Rock-A-Doodle. I like can't even tell you anything about Rock-A-Doodle except that it's about like a rooster named Chanticleer. This is just from my memory, but I'm pretty sure Chanticleer like goes missing or like decides not to do his job anymore, retires, and because he doesn't crow in the morning, the sun doesn't come up anymore. Because roosters bring sunlight, obviously. This cat tries to go find him so that they can stop living in darkness anymore. How accurate is my memory? Let me know in the comments below. There's so many other great non-Disney animated movies that I did not mention here. I know I'm like the only freak in the world who's like not a diehard Iron Giant fan. So let me know what your favorite non-Disney animated films are in the comments below, and let me know how much I butchered Rock-A-Doodle, because I know I must have gotten that at least 50% incorrect. Thank you for watching today's video. I will see you tomorrow for another Veda episode. If you're looking for ways to support me as I vlog every day in April, check out the description below, and thank you so much for watching.